What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G Myers World Podcast. And last night was so unbelievable. We saw the Jets come back in an overtime win to go ahead and win the game against the Bills in an overtime win. But it was more of the fact that Aaron Rodgers was injured very, very early. And now they're saying that they fear it could be a significant Achilles tendon injury. Obviously, we know he's not coming back for this year regardless. We're going to take a picture of... Well, take a look at the picture. If you guys are watching it on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. If you're listening to it on a podcast, it should be the thumbnail. I'm going to try to make sure that it's the thumbnail of the actual podcast, but we'll get to that in a second. But ultimately what happened was Dwayne Brown, he probably thought he saw a hamburger and just fell on the ground and tried to grab it. Because I don't know what he was doing in the block. And it's very annoying, right? When you look at these O-linemen that don't know what they're doing. And then one of the things that's interested in this article that we're going to look at right here on ESPN.com, it's very, very interesting that they try to justify what he did. So we're going to go down through the article and we're going to see where it says it. But this right here is the actual picture, and you can see the way that it's twisted. It's a really bad look, right? But look, this guy Dwayne Brown, right? Look, he underwent off-season shoulder injury surgery and had minimal practice time in training camp. This was his first game action. The started offensive line didn't play together in preseason, and Rodgers was pressured on his only 2 dropbacks. Dwayne can't look at that and say it was his fault, Saleh had said, the head coach. But the problem is, if you look at the play, you know that it's Dwayne Brown's fault. Like, it's not a situation where you can be like, yo, you know what? It could have went any other way. No, it couldn't have gone any other way. The bottom line is these offensive linemen suck, right? And you have to try to get the best possible players when you have older players like Aaron Rodgers. That's a very difficult situation. But either way, we're going to talk about the Bills, right? Josh Allen is garbage. And like I told you guys, a lot of people, they like, yo, G, man, I appreciate the way that you speak about every team regardless. Like I said, I don't really care about having bias for any NFL team. These players, they go out there, and for the most part, most of these teams, they play, they give everything they got. You know what I'm saying? But then players that like Josh Allen that goes out, he's throwing 3 picks. Like, dude, I don't know what he's doing. It doesn't really matter. But everybody thought when it was like 13-3 that the game was over, right? And this is after, Aaron Rodgers is out, obviously. It looks like a slow-paced game. But you got to remember, defensively, the Jets are very, very stout, okay? The Jets are extremely stout, and they're able to go ahead and, they can make plays. Like, if the way that it works out, and like I told you guys yesterday in the previous podcast, Stephon Diggs is not really happy with the Bills. And even though, that drive made him get the field goal to go to overtime with the Bills, and it was just Josh Allen and Diggs primarily, he's not happy. And he's been, they're tweeting about it. It's on Instagram. It's a whole bunch of crap that's going on. But it's not even about that, right? If you think about the fact that a lot of these people, that put the Bills up there to blow out the Jets, not realizing that defensively they are still very stout, it becomes a situation now where we're just like, okay, what is actually going to happen this NFL season? Like, nobody really knows, because this is the beginning parts of what happens, and that's why the NFL is so wild. Now, you can say whatever you want. I had a lot of people tell me in my previous podcast, yo, G, this is all set up, this is crazy, whatever. Last night's game didn't look to be set up to me. Like some games where a ref will blindly just not see a guy run right in off sides and then they'll go back, or it'll be like a false start, like an old lineman jump 3 weeks before the snap, and they just don't call it. Those you can question. I didn't really see a lot of questionable plays last night. Other than Aaron Rodgers getting injured, I didn't really see anything like that was really wild. And it was very unfortunate to see it, because Jet fans now, you're going to have to deal with the MILF Hunter. Now, I think it's funny that he's called the MILF Hunter, because he's just banging people's moms, and that's literally what we do at G Myers World if you guys watch me play Madden, so that's actually hilarious. But the realistic part about what's going on is Zach Wilson was able to play very well, and that wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? Like that, people have to understand, and this is where I have to give these men credit. Bro, you just saw an all-time great quarterback go down. A Hall of Famer, probably going to be a first ballot, right? You saw him go down. You come out and throw one of the hottest dots to Wilson on the left side of the field that I've ever seen in my life. You come out and perform like that and the team wins. I think the Jets are fine. Now, the Giants suck. Now, this is where it gets like, people can be like, yo, G, what do you think, the Jets or the Giants? I think the Jets are going to be the better team overall because they overall have the better surrounding cast defensively. I think those days of Strahan and Tuck and all them dudes is over for the Giants. We don't really know what the hell the Giants are doing. And, Daniel Jones, he fleeced them, bro. Like, he's like, yo, you got my check? They were like, yeah. He's like, you really? He didn't even know they were going to pay him. Daniel Jones was like, yo, look, I'm terrible. They were like, you sure? And they paid him anyway. That's all messed. Everything is screwed up. And unfortunately, Saquon Barkley is going to be tied into that for a while. So, prayers to him and his family because the Giants suck. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is the Jets and the Bills, right? So let's just go ahead and focus in on what has happened, okay? Because I believe Rodgers has a guaranteed $75 million contract, okay? So we're going to have to see what's going to happen with the Green Bay's, the conditional pick that they had with the way they worked it out with Green Bay. But just if this podcast drops and we already know that what the diagnosis is, I'm just telling you, he ain't coming back this year. Because he's way too old to try to recover from whatever that was, and it's just not going to work out, right? So that's going to be pretty much that. It's going to be pretty much that the Jets are kind of messed up in this actual deal because it was just 4 plays into the actual game that this happened. So it's a very unfortunate circumstance. I don't believe that Zach Wilson is going to take this team on a playoff run. Saleh's face. I tweeted it out at G Myers World. He wasn't too happy. It was a very, very bad scene when he saw that, Aaron Rodgers getting taken away on the cart. I don't think anybody expected anything like that. We thought based on like the Hard Knocks, at least you got Hard Knocks. I didn't watch it, but at least you had Hard Knocks, bro, with the Jets because, bro, the season is pretty much, it's going to be an uphill battle. And even if it's something like a miracle type of story, Zach Wilson is not good enough to do what Rodgers would have been able to do. And New York knows that. That's just the reality of it, but they can still play well. Similar to like Mark Sanchez when they had Revis and all those guys and Rex Ryan was out there, we all knew when they kept going to championship games that defensively they were good enough to do that stuff, right? But we always questioned Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And I think that that's the same scenario that the Jets have right now. Very, very solid defense, but we're not going to get their full potential. And it's very unfortunate, but that's the truth, guys. And I'm just letting you guys understand that. As far as the Bills, Allen with 4 turnovers, the Bills are in trouble. The Bills are absolutely in trouble. Now, you guys can accuse this on the Madden curse because he's on the Madden cover of Madden 24. You guys can say, yo, gee, man, it's the Madden curse. I just think the guy sucks. I don't know what he's doing because I thought he got over the whole fact of jumping around and throwing the ball everywhere. Like when he was first making the playoffs and he was young, but he's getting older now and he's still doing the same stupid things. So we can't really give him a pass anymore. We got to just let him know, bro, you suck. You got a big arm, but you're not able to make the right plays at the right time. Can he be a guy that changes it up and no longer suck? Yes, but as of right now, week 1, Bills fans, you guys are in trouble. If your quarterback is going to play like that, you're going to have a very, very long uphill battle. You cannot turn the ball over 4 times. You just can't do it. And that's what it came down to. And that's pretty much what Monday Night Football was about for the first week in the NFL season. It's just turnovers, Josh Allen, a heavily favored team going out there and just playing like garbage. And, Vegas wins again. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it is what it is. But like I said, man, we'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. We'll try to, update it as it goes along. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, please feel free to do so at G Myers World. And that's it for us this week, man. Let me know what you're thinking about the first week in the NFL. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. Stay well, stay blessed. Until next time. One love, y'all.